Hello and welcome again to the Code Me event channel. Hi, Ivett. Just let's start, okay?
Okay, let's start. We don't have much time today because I actually I'm in between meetings, right?
Okay.
So today I wanted to start with something interesting. I kind of decided during the weekend that I'm going to try and deploy our application that we have built so far. So we have the code base here, right? And the easiest way to deploy an application like this is using AWS Amplify. So I decided to use that. And it's...
Okay, what is Amplify? What is this AWS Amplify?
So Amplify is like a very simple hosting service. Well, simple to use. It's a very complex thing, actually. Okay. It handles almost everything for you. So you don't have to worry about handling setting up servers or handling routing or anything like that. And it's great for front-end applications. As you will see, like it also handles continuous deployment. So that's pretty awesome. So if you look at it, like you can do get started here, and we can just say that our application is in GitHub.
Mm-hmm.
Continue. And now we have successfully authorized. If you haven't logged in before, it will ask for your for you to enable the application, the AWS application in GitHub. Then you can just select the repository that you want to deploy. You can select which branch you want to deploy, or in our case, it's going to be master. You can also connect to monorepos and pick a folder. For us, this is not a monorepo, so we just go forward, and then it generates a simple build configuration, which in our case is perfect. I don't even have to change anything on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can review everything and save and deploy. Then when I press that button, it's going to start deploying the application, and it's gonna take a bit of time. So while we are waiting for this to happen, actually, yeah, so you can see that now it's provisioning and then building and then deploying and verifying. It takes a couple of minutes. Okay. So while this is running, I'm also going to show you that I've been working a bit on our backlog.
Okay.
I sat down together with our stakeholder, and yeah, we do have a stakeholder. That's fine, right?
Okay.
So our stakeholder had pointed out a couple of things, like the broadcast button. We discussed it, and we realized that it's not really useful because giving the same question to everyone would be too much time. So instead, we are going to have another button, which is going to be called invite, which will be used to invite one other person to answer the same question that you got.
Okay, and do you pick the person or?
Yeah, so you will be able to invite a specific person from the group. It's gonna be an interesting UI where you click the button and then you have to choose from the other players.
Yeah.
We will also have a share button, which means that someone is answering a question right now, and I can click the share button, and that means that I will go next and I'm going to answer the same question. And there might be some limitations on how many people are allowed to share for the same question, probably only one. So whoever goes first is going to be...
Or we'll have to have a queue.
Yeah, or we will have to have a queue. Maybe we can make that configurable. I'm not sure yet which one works best for our stakeholder. And then we also want, we currently have a skip button, which is, I don't want to talk at all right now. And then there will be another button, which is a redraw button, which is, I want to talk, but not about this question. I want to get another question instead.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the changes in the modifier cards, and then and this is prioritized actually. So first we remove the broadcast button, then we are going to separate game setup from gameplay. So first people will be, we have a separate screen for creating the players and a separate screen for actually playing. Then we will add a remove player button, a new game button, some local storage for game state, and then we will make a couple of things configurable, and then we will get these modifier cards. Probably we are not going to do all of that today. I'm pretty sure we are not going to, but like this is the road ahead of us.
Okay.
And then checking back here, we already have this deployed in the meantime, and we can actually click on it. And yay, there is our application. It's running on the web. And I'm going to send you the link here. But like this doesn't have, it doesn't look nice, right? It's hard to remember this address.
Yeah.
So we are also going to do a simple domain management here. And yeah, and what I'm going to do is, where is that button? Probably, yeah, it was hidden by Zoom. So I'm going to choose one of the domains I own, LGBTQ quiz, LGBTquiz.net is something that we could use for this, but like there is some other application running there.
You
Sorry.
registered, yeah, there is some domain registry of Amazon that you use to register it?
Yeah, you can register domains on Amazon directly, and then it is being managed by AWS, which makes it really easy to set things up, right? Because now I don't have to go into another service and configure the domain. It will be configured automatically for me. Yeah. So there is already another application running on the main domain. So I'm going to exclude the route, and I'm going to change www to identity. So this is going to be, yeah, and I'm going to save. And now it's actually doing this configuration, and also that takes a couple of seconds. And I don't have anything else to talk about during this time while this is running. So how about I stop sharing my screen and we jump into coding, and then a bit later we check back on. Yeah, I still have a question with this the service with the Amplify. So does it host anything that's not static? I think yes. I haven't used it for backend services yet, but like I think, yeah, I'm not sure about that. I do know that like AWS have a couple of really nice things for backend services, like the lambdas are amazing as a tool. So if I were to build my own application in 2022, I would probably build my backend based on lambdas and then have a front end deployed to Amplify. But like, you know, I don't know everything about AWS, so I might be actually missing some really cool features that came out lately. Yeah, and what so it's recognized that it was a React application, and that's how it sort of knew how to build it, right? Yeah, so you didn't really have to say anything, because they probably have some languages and technologies that they know about, right? And then they can recognize. Yeah, it's basically the way I would put it. AWS Amplify is Heroku for front end. Right, okay. Heroku is amazing for backend services, and like Amplify, for me, it felt like I'm the same user experience that I got to love in Heroku. Okay. So, should I give you the screen share? Yeah, well then, yeah, and then I'll share the screen. Oops. Wrong. No. This one. Okay.
Right. So this is our code.
Yeah, and we actually left off in a fairly stable state. So if you run the application, now almost everything works.
It's running. I just ran it before the video. I started it already.
And basically the next task on my board is removing the broadcast button, because we realized that it's not necessary. So probably we should continue by doing that task.
Where is it? Broadcast question. I think that's what that's.
Yeah, that's one.
That's one place, and then we can remove this one, and this another place. I can just remove the whole line, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And what else? There is something.
No, that has nothing to do with us.
Nothing to do with us. So this is just
a package log.
I guess that's it, right?
I think so. It's weirdly not much. Maybe let's look at the app.js. Are we sure that like everything? It's so few. Can we look at the div?
Let's see foo and player.
Yeah, it seems to work. Yeah. Okay. Wow, that was quick, right? Can we check a diff just to see what we did actually? Yeah, makes sense. Okay, then let's commit this one.
So this is also this search gives me the same. Okay. When will the amplifier know that it needs to rebuild?
It will automatically rebuild and redeploy after every single commit and push.
Okay, so it's doing it now, apparently.
Yeah, it's probably doing it now. I can actually check. Although I haven't used this yet, but let me see if I can get some info on that. Yeah, it's actually doing it. I'm going to share my screen for a second. So if I can take over the screen share, then I can show you that right now it's actually already building the new version.
Okay.
So that's great. And in the meantime, our domain activation is still ongoing, unfortunately. So we will still have to come back in a minute.
Yeah, well, it will take some time, I guess. Okay.
Okay, so I'm actually moving this card to done, and then we can go on and work on separating the game setup from the gameplay.
So I guess we have the setup, which is adding users.
Yeah.
Let me restart this, right? If I restart this, then it's easier. So we have adding users. This should be already in the gameplay. So basically this part is the setup for now.
Yeah.
And yeah, for now that's it, that's setup, right? So we want to have this one and then the separate page and moving some, and I guess we'll have to start playing game button, and then we might have stop game or add another user in the middle of the game, maybe.
So probably we should start by doing a little refactor, where we just separate our current app component into two components, one for game setup and one for gameplay. And then we just have to, and then once we are done with that, then we will just have to modify the application to either contain one or the other based on some game state or some application state.
Right.
So let's start by removing this staff knowledge header. It's really not necessary. I don't even know why we added it there.
This title?
Yeah, just remove that. We don't really need that. And then I guess, yeah, so we actually have this neatly separated, which is nice. So we can just move.
This is the game part.
Yeah, the gameplay part, and then the other part is the actual setup. Although, like with the players, we actually need that in both, right? Because during gameplay, we still want to see the players.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Or another option would be to have 3 components. One for actually configuring the game, one for the players, and one for the gameplay. Because then what we could do is to reuse the players component.
Okay, well, isn't that the player JS is the component?
Well, actually,
can we not duplicate this part as well? I guess we can.
Yeah. I think that would be like the players component.
Oh, so we have a player JS for single.
Yeah, which is a single line of player, and then we need a bigger component that is a bunch of players.
You would want to have a players now, right?
Yeah.
Which is players, and it has players, and instead of this, we'll probably have this part, right? And I can put here, how can I put it in here? I put just players like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Empty.
Yeah, and if it's empty, then you can simplify it to
just yeah, it just already gave it to me already.
Yeah.
This right. And then whatever I removed from there, I can move it inside here.
Yeah. And then what we need to do is make sure that we pass in the right props, right? Because right now we don't have, and actually we are using the
we don't need
unused modifier. Okay, so we actually need a couple of variables here. We need the active player index. The index is coming from here. We need the player, that's for sure, right? The players.
Players.
Yeah, we need the players. And we also need the active player index and the use modifier as well.
And this
use modifier function, although maybe the use modifier function shouldn't be outside there. For now, let's leave it there, and then we can come back to this.
Okay, so we just have to pass all 3, right?
Yeah.
And we have in the application, so we just like this, players equal players.
Yeah.
And this equals itself.
Yeah, and please remove the commas.
Oh, but that's it. They are red. They don't.
Yeah, because you also need to put those into curly brackets.
Curlies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now it's yellow, much better, or whatever color is this. It's coding by color, right? It's like Okay, you type as long as it's red, and then whatever when it stops being red, then you are done.
Yeah, okay.
Almost
Yeah,
like-
sure. If there is no red in your code, you can deploy it. That's the rule.
Layers is not defined. React.js is no undef.
Yeah, you didn't import.
Ah, okay.
In app.js, you have to import.
And we don't need the player here, just the player.
Yeah, on the other hand, we need the players. And also in players, we need to import player.
Player.
Okay, that's it. Oh, shit.
Yeah, no, it's player is undefined. Who is player is undefined. Where is player undefined? Player name.
In player, player is undefined.
Player. That's
That's weird.
Player. It's players here, right? Okay. And in the players, so where is it complaining? In the
Complaining in player, because it says that the player is undefined, which means that we must have passed something undefined.
But the player, and
Yeah.
I think it wants the player here. And
Yeah.
we doesn't have the player because we go take the players. Why is this color? See this?
Yeah, that's weird.
In the middle there was this.
Okay. So maybe let's just do a console log on line 8. What I meant was line below that.
Below
Like
that?
after the inside the map.
And then you would want to have player.
Yeah. Or we can have that as well. Yeah. Let's have both console logs.
But it won't do anything unless I put here this, right? Because it will still complain about syntax error, please unexpected token. What?
So the reason doesn't work is because we are inside. So remove line 8 because line 8 is not syntactically correct because there we are interpolating. So yeah. So and you don't need to comment out line 11. It should be there.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see.
Whoa,
Okay.
nice.
Okay.
Almost.
Okay, and
Here is undefined, but
yeah, but let's look at the logs now. So did we have any console logs? Okay. Interesting. Let's scroll.
I would still comment this out. So.
Okay, let's see what happens then.
So we won't get that error. We get different errors. Player is undefined. Okay, so player is undefined. So.
Interesting.
I can console log here, right?
Yeah, sure, you can.
Here I can console log, and then I don't want this whole thing here. And I don't know if it empty thing is happening.
You don't also, you also don't need the curlies there. Yeah, those should remove those. Okay. You just have the div, and that's it. Oh, it doesn't allow you to comment like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's called remove. Player is undefined.
Is it restarting? Doesn't look like it.
Huh. This is a problem.
Oh, okay. Okay, that was, yeah, that was sad.
Okay. That's what's called copy paste error, right?
Yep. Or badly designed language. I mean, why do I have to export it?
Okay, so now it's players.
Yeah, and now if you add who, oh,
Player is defined but never used.
oh yeah, because you commented out 9/11. 9/11.
Oh, here, sorry.
Okay.
Okay, foo is here.
Right.
Good. Okay, so I can just commit it, right?
Mhm.
Or shall I not? Okay.
Okay, and after this commit and push, we can actually look at the result of our domain setup.
Shall I push it out or?
Yeah, you can push it. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Didn't change behavior.
So stop sharing and then you share it.
Yeah, exactly. So if you look at it, this is how it looks like when it's done. And you actually see that now we have this URL, and I can just open it, and we should see our nice little app running on identity.lgbtqquiz.net.
Okay.
So that's it. It's deployed. So I actually moved deploying the application to done as well.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Okay, so let's move on with the refactoring.
Okay, so that was one. We have the application, and now so how do we create two separate pages here? Because that's the second. So the first
Yeah.
page will contain this, and the second page will somehow contain this.
Yeah, so the easiest way.
The second page, you also wanted to move this function there, right? Or use.
Yeah, so we actually.
This function.
Let's look at what that use modifier does and find out if we can move it. Yeah, it was there. Okay, so yeah, it actually modifies the entire player's state. So probably we shouldn't push it inside just yet. It's fine here.
Well, it probably can be in the player component, right? Everything. The add player as well.
Not really, because we are modifying the player's state, and that's living up here. So we and then we would have to pass down the set players function, and we don't really want to do that.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, for now, let's keep it as a component that doesn't is not acting, but is also just displaying data and allows control. And we are going to keep our business logic here for now. Okay, so basically what we need to do next is create two components One component will be the management or configuration component or game setup component. I'm not sure which name we want to choose.
So,
And the other one is going to be the game play component or something like that.
yeah, so we move the whole thing out into a component. That's what you say?
Yeah, or maybe first let's just move the management out.
Yeah, but how is the selection done? So it's still in here. So if I move this whole thing out,
actually, let's leave the players here for now. I would suggest.
okay. So instead of this, I'll put management here, administration or whatever.
Okay.
Okay, and before. It doesn't need the player, right? And but here we need the administration. I feel that we have so many duplications. I don't know if this is because how React works. So like administration, import there inside we have to write 4 times.
Yeah, I think that's, yeah, I mean, if anyone was watching this, give us ideas how to get rid of those duplications. But yeah, it feels like Java sometimes, doesn't it?
I didn't say that. Okay, this administration still needs stuff, I think.
Yeah.
Probably needs, so not these ones, I just copied them. What does it need? Spaces. Isn't there a button? I guess there is a button to just reorder this whole thing, or
yeah, it's usually there is a refactoring for that in IDE.
The new player name, I guess we need.
Yeah.
On change target value. And add player.
Yeah, that's the function that we need. Okay, all right. And actually, the new player name, that should be value, shouldn't it? No,
Sorry?
no, it should be new player name. Okay, not worry, didn't say anything. What I'm thinking that maybe, okay, let's just leave it like this for a second. I'm wondering if we could just get rid of the new player name prop and just passing the add player function. Actually, it should be on add player, the prop name. But first, before we do refactoring, let's test if it works.
Let's see if this works, and then
yeah.
Be better. And then if it works, then we can go on.
Okay. So
set new player name and set new player deck is undefined.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so we actually have to
pass them too.
Yeah, and actually we should Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is actually tricky because we need to pass. So right now we have inline lambdas here, right? And the problem is that these inline lambdas are using functions, this one and this one, that are not available within this component.
Yeah.
So before we can move on, we have to create these functions, like these tiny functions need to be recreated outside. And then we have to pass them inside. And the trick is that, like here, we have something that's coming from here. So, oh, that's not a problem.
That's the parameter. That's the parameter.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Although maybe we change set new player DAG. Maybe we don't want to delegate on change in general, but only just say that we are creating a prop code on set new player DAG, and then we pass that inside, and then we just name this on set player DAG. You get what I mean? Or should I try and edit
no,
it?
tell us to just unclear. So instead of
Let me try and do with remote control, and then you will see. So what I mean is, let's say on set new player DAC here, I'm gonna stick with this dot eTarget dot value. And then, sorry, oh, because you have a Windows machine, and that's why
it's a Linux machine.
it's an Linux. Anyway, it's not a Mac, and on Mac you use Command C to copy and not Control C. And I was pressing Command C. Okay, so I'm gonna press Control C, and then what I'm going to do is come outside here and say that we are going to have this new prop here.
Yeah, that's my calendar. You just opened my calendar.
Okay, that's funny. Okay, so maybe it's better if I just use.
Hey, maybe it's better if you just tell me what to do, and then it's gonna be easier.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
See, you're switching to Hungarian now. So, and I didn't here.
Okay, so yay. Okay, so now we can just say, oh, sorry.
But why is it now better? Just because it's a different name.
That's not the point. The point is, oh, come on. Why is it moving so quick? Okay, so I'm just going to say set. So now this is the function here in our app.
Inside you call it.
And inside it's a different function, and I'm gonna pass that in. And what I was trying to do is, like, one way would have been to just pass in the function and use it here. The difference that I did here is that I actually did the conversion from on-change event to the value that is contained.
No, that's okay. Just the question: why did you want to rename the function?
I renamed it to onset new player DAG just to conform to the
you like this name better?
The coding standard that events are named on something.
Okay.
And let's do the same with the other thing. I'm gonna give back control because yeah, it's a lot harder to.
Yeah. So let's call this what, onset?
Yeah.
Onset. And then we get this as well here.
Mm-hmm.
And in the app, can we move to next line?
Yeah, that you read my thoughts.
And here it was originally called set.
Mm-hmm.
I move this one as well. So
Yeah, and we usually move the last two characters to a new line too.
These ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's see if that works. Okay, so Dex is undefined.
Dex. We still need the Dex. Well, shall we just pass it?
Yeah, sure.
All this parameter passing is also.
Yeah, but we are going to get rid of some of these props because we will be able to move some of the logic inside this component. Yeah,
So
this works.
Okay, so let's commit this one as well.
Mm-hmm.
Git diff git separate the administration component. Okay, and then shall we do also with the, so we have the administration, the players, and then shall we move these all into a game or play, or we have already players, player.
Yeah, maybe let's leave it there for now. And I would rather think of if we can move some of those functions inside administration. Because for now, I feel like it's a little clunky to add so many things. And maybe if you think about like add player, so basically the set new player deck, let's look at the set new player deck function. It's actually just a state, right? And that state, the new player deck is only used in the add player function.
The new player deck. Oops.
Yeah. It's used in the add player and nowhere else, I think.
Yeah, that's the, well, yeah. So it's only in that situation.
Yeah, and it's also like it's the same with the new player name. So what we could do is take line 27 and 28, move that inside the administration.
I guess it's here, right?
Yeah. And then what we could do,
we take the functions as well.
you already have that, so you don't even have to pass that in anymore.
That's what we have to remove them from here, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And rename them over there.
Yeah.
Now, because they are here now, it's called onset.
Yeah.
Onset.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but here we should actually rename it back, because now we have a different naming convention at play. Just set and set, and then we just modify the same thing down here. So I didn't see into the future. Sorry about that. It actually made sense at the point, but now it doesn't.
The player deck is not in use here.
Yeah, so it's going to be in use in a minute, because right now, if you remove the new prop, these two props, we don't need them anymore. Yeah, but on the other hand, we have to create a new add player function or on add player function. Actually, yeah, so we are going to create a new function called add player, and the prop is going to be renamed to on add player. Oh, and we also don't need the new player name prop anymore. because that's already in this component. So let me just do a bit of annotation. Yeah, so we don't need that. This should be renamed to onAddPlayer. But instead of changing it elsewhere, we are going to just create a new function here, which is going to be called addPlayer.
So I'm now getting confused. So I need to remove this here. And
No, it's fine. It's fine. We do need that. We do need that. The thing is that if you look at the addPlayer function right now in app.js, let's go back to app.js. So what it does, addPlayer, let's look for it. Yeah. So if you look at it, it is using these variables, right? And they are right now inside the component. So we need to pass them out. And what I'm trying to say is that this addPlayer, we are going to modify it by taking these to adding them as parameters. Yes.
So here we can take these as 2 parameters.
Exactly.
Wow.
And now, if we do that
in this function, and then when we call this function, then we pass to, so we passed in this function. Inside we call it onAdd, right?
Yeah.
onAdd.
Exactly.
But why we call it onAdd, I'm not sure. The onAdd is something different, I guess.
Yeah, and then here we have the onAdd, and on click, we are going to don't change that, because this is what I want to do. Create a new function called addPlayer here. Because that addPlayer that we have here is actually receiving an event, and we don't want to pass that on directly. We want to create the addPlayer function.
This is what we get the event, okay?
Yeah,
right?
And then what we are going to do.
So this should be onAdd, and this should be add. This should be onAdd, no? Because this is the onAdd. This should be called onAdd.
I want to call this one onAdd because I want the prop to be called onAdd.
But then now we call onAddPlayer, and then we pass in the 2 values,
exactly.
Right?
And that's it.
Okay. I would call the 2 functions the other way around.
Okay, we can discuss that.
But well, doesn't matter.
Okay, let's see if it works at all.
Oh,
we are actually missing
unsafe is
useState is not defined. Oh, we have to import the useState function. Yeah,
one?
in
oh yeah, states.
So here we have to import
what state, whatever it's called.
useState. It's just like here.
React, and then in curlies. Why is it in curlies?
Because it's I think good question. I'm not very and actually it should be here
first. Yeah,
so I'm not that
here
informed about how
from
JavaScript works. Yeah, this is how it should work.
Import React, comma, and then curlies some stuff.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So we import, so because it's opposite way. Okay, and in Python it's from something, import something. Here it's import something from the React. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
And then we import React itself and to something that must be in curlies. Okay.
Okay, going back here.
Yeah. Just making sure that I wrote it correctly. Okay.
Okay. Now, see, it's not defined. Set new player name and new player name is not defined.
Outside, I guess.
Yeah. So because it's also using the set new player name. Yeah, it's actually okay. This should actually be inside our function. So just remove this line, this one, and move it into our add player function in administration. Yeah. Exactly.
That's one of them. The other one is new player name. The other one that's missing still here. New player name.
Yeah, because we don't need to pass that. Just remove it.
It's
Okay.
good that you remember what we are doing, because I'm a little bit lost, but we're getting there. New player name is not defined now, because it's this one. We don't need it.
Yeah.
Wait a second. What?
No.
Just-
What? It is defined. It's defined right here. Why does it say it's not defined?
No, where were we passing in? In the administration, we were passing in.
Let me see the error message again.
Add index. Okay.
Oh no, it's working now.
Just it was there and too much.
Yeah. Okay.
Foo, still foo. Foo is
Okay, it works.
foo works. Bar works. This one works.
Draw card works. Okay, if you press +5 now, does it work? Yeah, it does. Okay. So our application has been refactored.
Yeah, get diff.
So we actually moved the logic into this administrator. So and this is moving the administration logic into the administration component. Right?
Okay.
All right. So question is, should we start another thing, or should we leave it now?
What is the next thing? Is it like something long or short?
Yeah, let's think about what would be the next step here. Actually, yeah, we can actually do something simple, which would
My big question is, how do you switch between two views?
Yeah, so it's very, very simple. We're just going to essentially do an if statement here. So what we do is
Create a state, right?
Yeah, we can create a state that will be I don't know, game state, or what should it be called? Like game phase, because it's either setup or set game phase. Yeah, and it's going to be by default setup.
The string, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there could be more, but for now it's two. Yeah. Okay.
And then what we can do is go down and just say curly braces, and you say game. We don't even need if. We just say game phase equals setup. And then you do like two ampersands.
2 ampersands?
Yeah, like
This is-
ampersand, like and yeah, exactly. And then just move the administration right after it. Or just move the curly brace after the administration.
You want all of these?
No, we want to keep the player there.
Okay,
Right, just
I
that.
understand. I understand what you're trying. So this will work.
Yeah, yes, and also like let's do the same with card and countdown timer. Mm. Yeah, and now the question is how can we, because this isn't going to work like this. We actually need to put the whole thing into, I don't know. How can we?
Doesn't like something.
Yeah, because we actually should. Okay, you have for now. Let's just separately like do this 3 times because these are 3 top level components, and you can't make the whole thing into a.
Can you just say if? No.
No, not really. I'm not sure how to do that nicely. So let's for now. Or maybe we should just move these 3 things into a separate component as well.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's call it gameplay.
Yeah. Whatever. Probably are going to rename that anyway, but
That's always good to rename things.
yeah.
This gameplay.
You know, in computer science, there are only a couple of really hard problems. Like
there are only 2.
the only 2, yeah, exactly. And one of them is naming things. The other one is out of order execution or something like that. Yeah.
Cache invalidation, naming things, and off by 1 error.
Yeah, that's true.
Well done, true. Yeah. So.
Okay, it's been a long time since I last heard that joke, and I completely I didn't tell it right. Sorry about it.
I'll forgive you. I'll think about it. Okay.
Okay.
So what to game play? I'm sure there should be a button doing this game play. Okay.
Yeah,
So
and then
this use state. I'm not sure that we want this use state for now. We need the import stuff. Card.
Yeah, we need the current card.
Import the card and the countdown.
Yeah.
Gameplay. Where is it now? Here it is. We need these. Okay. And we need here the current card.
Yeah.
Current card here. We need to have the current card equal to current card. Okay, and what else do we need here? It doesn't like me. Why? Current card any and current turn. That's another thing that we need here.
Yeah.
And the draw card we also need. But
yeah. And some of that is going to be moved into a component.
Yeah, we should have done this separately, not while we are also doing the other thing, but well,
yeah.
Stuff happens.
We kind of wanted to rush things, and that's why it happened.
Yeah, now I don't like the colors of this, especially not the red one here. What does it not
Oh,
like?
yeah, you have to put the whole thing into a div because the top level component has to be just one. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's see if that works.
Sorry?
Let's see if that works.
Okay. Well,
Gameplay is not defined. Probably we didn't import it.
Yes, that.
Draw card is not defined.
Where is it not defined? The game gameplay. Draw card.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we didn't take that argument.
I'm already passing it, I think.
Yeah,
okay.
now we actually can add.
But we have to have a button saying start playing.
Yeah, just a second. We will add that in a minute. Yeah, bar, and then we can just add a button for start
and
playing.
these buttons probably shouldn't be here as well. Okay, but let's play button.
That's for another day.
Yeah.
But
So we're here. Shall we keep doing it, or do you still have time?
let's finish this. Let's add this new start playing button or start game button, and once it's done, then let's finish.
Okay, so it needs to be here actually.
Yeah.
In the management, but that's gonna be start playing.
Yeah.
Start playing.
Yeah.
And I guess it has to come in from the outside.
Yeah.
Start playing.
Actually, it could be on start playing because it's basically it's a callback, right? So that's
on start playing.
yeah. And now outside we can just say on the administration on start playing, and then just do a lambda function there. We don't even have to name, just do a lambda function right there. You actually need the curly braces.
Curlies.
Yeah, and
curlies, and here we call the
set game phase function with play.
And we'll have another one later on that will stop the playing.
Yeah, but that's actually a separate task. So yeah.
So foo. Okay, and start playing, and now we are here.
And you can press draw card, and it works. Great. Okay, so I guess we are done with this part of the, yeah, so we can commit this. I see a couple of refactoring opportunities still, but let's call it a day for today. So that I have a bit of a break between this one and the next meeting.
Okay.
Great, and it's even deployed. Okay, cool. So thank you very much.
Stop sharing. Thank you very much, everyone listening, sharing, liking the video, and we'll see you in a couple of days. Decide on the date, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So bye everyone.
Bye.